show started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this room here. I know some of you here are here, maybe you are lost or you're looking for the washroom, then somehow it's very noisy here, then you jump for a certain reason. So I'm just going to do an alignment. Why are we here today? Today is a very special day. Today we are looking at the potential chartering of one new club. It's an entirely new club. This club is going to be called KL Business Leaders Toastmasters Club. Why do we call KL Business Leaders Toastmasters Club? Because like the name applies, it is only a club specifically chartered, designed and crafted for business leaders only. Means if we only will charter membership based on three things: whether are you an entrepreneur, are you a business owner, or are you a director in the company. So if you have your own business, means you are the director yourself. If you're in a multinational company and you're in many entrepreneurs like JC itself, you're also a director, then you will be eligible for a club. So since that all of us here are business owners or say business leaders on our own, we created this club to serve one purpose: to grow ourselves. Why grow ourselves? You see, in all businesses, it's roughly we all have the same needs. We have generally two needs only. Number one, we want to scale our business. Number two, what do we want? We want to lead our team. And to do both, whether to scale your business through your proposal, through your own sales, your pitch, for partnership, for collaboration, or you want to lead your team to be more motivated, more KPI oriented, more whatever, all of this only still need to come down to communication excellence. And we all, since we are owners ourselves, we all face this same challenge. Hey, I want to learn communication. Where should I go? You look towards Toastmasters or Toastmasters. Then you take your first step to go inside there. But what happened most of the time is that you see a lot of those attendees or say participants there. Unfortunately, in the whole Toastmasters community, 95% I would say are all employees. I'm not saying that employees shouldn't be with you, but the topics and the discussion points, the angle are very employee oriented. Okay. So we are looking for a place where people actually knows each other. We want to have a close family where we can have a support group within business owners and business owners only. So this is why this idea was then formed. It will be an exclusive club. It will be created for that specific purpose only. And what is the value add for a Toastmaster club in any Toastmasters? It comes down to the biggest unique selling point, USP, since we are most business owners here. The biggest USP here in any Toastmasters meeting is what? Is actually the evaluation session. Right? If anyone here disagree with me, I hope if you agree with me, then put a thumbs up for me for a while. Then I know that how many people support. Thank you, thank you. Wow, this organic thumbs up is better than the digital thumbs up. But that is great. This is why. Why? Because for the evaluation, it let us know where we need to break through. We have enough people telling us that we are a good speaker already, saying that it's a good speech. We have enough people telling us that. Having more people congratulate us only helps build our ego. It doesn't really help us grow our strength. The only way we can build our strength is when we know where is our weakness, is when we know where we can further break through. So to do this, we really need to be very critical in our evaluation or feedback whenever we give speeches. This also means by the speakers in this room itself will be very vulnerable to each other because we'll be demonstrating our skills and all that. And being, especially business owners, I don't know about you, I talk about myself. Sometimes, because we are the one leading them, we are the one teaching other people, we will find it really hard for people to take feedback immediately on, especially from people that we want to train, we want to lead. We find it a little bit tough because it's a different hat. One time you are teaching people, the other hat you are learning from another person. So it's a little bit challenging there. That's why this club is formed. we all in this group here are all business owners and business leaders. We are all peers in this group. There's no senior, junior, there's no master, and no such thing here. Only peers helping peers to grow. That's it. If you are looking for a place to show up, you go back to your stage. You don't have to come to this club. You come to this club because we have the same purpose. We want to help each other grow. So it doesn't matter which level you want to consider yourself now, whether you are advanced or junior, we don't care. The only thing we care is, do you break through from your current level? If you don't break through from your current level, then I would say no point joining also lah. Right? Because our time, especially business owners like ourselves, we are oftenly not short of money. We are oftenly short of time. Okay, we can pay other people, so as in turnover cash, right? I'm not talking about millions so far. I'm talking about just attending courses. We are very short of time. We rather use this time to earn another dollar. We rather use this time to create another connection, to save another ringgit. So that's our mindset. With the same concept here, this is why this club is formed. This club is formed with the operation method differing from other clubs as well. Number one, we call for commitment. Commitment would be 1,200 per year. Okay, 1,200 per year. This is inclusive of your personal Toastmasters membership as well as the club fund. You know, all bosses here, you can't expect another boss to help you do the arrangement of chairs, do the agenda for you, and do that kind of thing. We don't have that much. I'm not saying that we are not willing to do, but the time is always a constraint. So we'll use money, we will rent a proper place, and then we will set up the session itself. So that's where that's how the money is being used. And every year we will do an audit, as in we'll do a cutoff point from the bank lah. If it exceeds how much money, we will immediately spend off that money already in the club itself. So there will not be exceeding money. So that's 1,200. Second commitment from all members is that we need 50% of attendance throughout the entire year. Then only you can renew for the following year. Okay, as I said earlier, it's 1,200 per year. So we don't care 6 months membership thing. We don't want to burden the VPM to go and chase the members every 6 months. That's not the point here. So the philosophy here is minimizing the administrative, maximizing the experience. So 1,200 per year. Second one is 50% attendance. So the tentative time that we schedule, as I mentioned in our briefing earlier, this is just a recap, is going to be done on the second Thursday and the fourth Thursday of every single month. The second Thursday will be a face-to-face session. Location will be in KL. Specific place to be confirmed. The fourth meeting session will be online on Zoom, similar to this one. So it's you just need to allocate 2 days. Even if you only attend online sessions, you can also meet the 50% attendance already. It means 12 out of 24 sessions already. With a qualifying of 50%, then you can renew your membership for the next year. If you don't, no matter how close I am with you, so sorry, club's rules is club rule, because this club don't belong to myself or anyone here. We will pass down from generation to generation. So there's the second criteria. The third criteria for your commitment is, now you join the club to grow. You don't grow, then no point joining, right? So that's why we are here. The goal that we set is 1 year, 1 level. Okay, 1 year, 1 level. So those are familiar with pathways, you will know. Every level will have about 3 to 4 assignments. So 1 year, your minimum KPI is 1 level. Then only you are qualified to renew your membership for the next year. Okay, so this is the 3 criteria for being a member in this club. So with that being said, we are doing the first demo meeting today. This is a demo meeting, means a demonstration meeting of roughly how a meeting is going to be done. So if you look at the agenda in the chat box right now, I just scroll up a bit. So 7:30 right now, I am playing the role as the Sergeant at Arms as well as the acting president, because nobody vote for me. I tebal muka, I become the acting president for now, but somebody need to do it. Okay, so sorry. You don't like me, you don't vote for me later. Okay, but okay, Sergeant at Arms does what? Sergeant at Arms says the rules of the game. If you look at the agenda, 7:30, you can take a look at the WhatsApp group if you need to. 7:30 is the Sergeant at Arms. Sergeant at Arms is the person to get everybody settled down and say how we're going to run this meeting. So as a rule of this meeting, I would encourage everyone to turn on your camera and mic throughout the entire meeting. Throughout, not when you need to speak only you turn on. Of course, if you have kids behind noise, then never mind, you can turn off. Why throughout? Because very simple. When you do a face live to live session, what makes a live session live is when you have the sense of the small little feedback throughout your speech. The hand clap, do you miss this sound? I do. All right. Online, I see a lot of this. Here, nothing one. Here, or only hand like that. Nothing one. Okay. So the clap, we clap into the mic. That's one. We cheer, also cheer into the mic. We want to boo, also we boo into the mic. Never mind. It's a live session. So we try to make this as lively as possible. So this is what I will encourage you to do. Of course, feel free to use the chat group as well. And if you want to, the link, if you are a business owner yourself, you want to be in the WhatsApp group, you are also free to drop a message in the WhatsApp group, and then our members will help to include you in later. Okay, so that's the Sergeant at Arms. Now I'm going to be the acting president side. Okay, acting president, I already mentioned already. It's more of why are we doing this and how are we doing this. So since that we are doing this in minimizing administrative, maximizing experience, there will be no PDF agenda for the moment. Not like a typical club, you will have the VPE struggling to come up with a PDF every time, update and change, and then someone drop off and all this nonsense. No, all carry the same accountability to update their agenda together. And this is the same agenda you will see in our WhatsApp group as well. We'll update our details there, and then we will just run according to that, okay? So since this is also quite different, I need to highlight a few things to our timer today. Who is Dinah. Dinah is, and also Betty is so kind enough, which is not really in this project, but so kind enough to volunteer for our roles today. Really thankful to Dinah and also Betty for taking on the grammarian role and the timer role. This deserving a real round of applause. If you can turn on your mic and do this. Thanks, Dinah and also Betty. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now I have done the Sergeant at Arms side. I've done the president side. Means I explained the background already. I will now take on the role as a Toastmaster of the evening. So if you notice the agenda, actually this is 3 persons role, but I'm taking all, no choice, no one in the club. So we need to do this. Then in the future, we will split up the role already. So hello, I'm the Toastmaster of the evening. So it's time is 7:44. Toastmaster of the evening, for everybody's information, is the MC of the day. So if you want to learn to be an MC, actually the ability to host, the ability to MC anything is super, super powerful, especially if you want to lead a team or facilitate a group. I don't care whether you're doing an event or not, but if you are able to have this skill where you manage agenda to agenda and get everybody's emotion engaged throughout the session, everybody's feel the same hype with you, everybody's feel the same energy with you, you can definitely lead a team. So this is one of the key criteria. So I will, of course, this means by every time we run a meeting, all these roles will change people. Of course, except from the president and Sergeant at Arms. All these roles, the role players will in details will change later. But we'll discuss this later. Right now, as a Toastmaster of the day, I would like to welcome everyone. Once again, thank you for coming over to the first, what do you call this, chartering meeting, for say demo meeting for Kuala Lumpur Business Leaders Toastmasters Club. Give yourself a huge round of applause, please. All right. Now, as the Toastmaster of the day, I would be addressing a few of the technical role players. Just briefly tell us what you do for the day will do, okay? I will start off with our technical evaluators, which is our R counter. Where's our R counter? I'm looking for my R counter. R counter is
Steve.
Steve is around or not? Steve still driving, right? Okay. Steve driving, then never mind. We'll just skip Steve first. So R counter is still busy. I'm just gonna explain for on behalf of R counter, Steve. Steve will need to do the counting of all the speech crutches ever done in this club. So the ers, he will keep track. I know I am guilty of this a lot. So we can think of it in the future. Do we want to apply a penalty of every single speech crutch detected? In other clubs, I know if you do they will count, and then they will tell you the total number, and then every one of it, you owe the club how much money. In the past, is 10 cents one each. So we can change it ourselves. 1 ringgit each also can. Okay, painful enough so we remember not to repeat it again. So that's our counter. Good. So no, this is a suggestion. I know I'm not making my presidency good. I'm trying to make everybody very stressed now. So that's the R counter. The second person would be our grammarian. Can I invite the grammarian to explain your role, please? Our grammarian today would be our
Betty.
Betty. Yes,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Betty. Yes, I see you. You need to unmute yourself first, grammarian. We can't read lips. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Hanson. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Now, since all of us are in the Toastmaster Club, we need not have to elaborate so much. The grammarian role, I believe you know, the main purpose of the grammarian role is to encourage and commend good use of the language by the speakers and other meeting participants. The record of the notable uses of the language by the speakers during the meeting itself, and also the word of the day. I will be on the lookout and keep count on the number of times our speakers and also whoever taking up the role on stage. I will be counting the word of the day. I take this opportunity to highlight the word of the day, trailblazing. Trailblazing is an adjective. It is introducing new ideas or methods, innovative or pioneering. Now for the noun, trailblazer, the fact of being the first to do or use something in a way that is an example for other people to emulate. I give you 2 examples of the sentences. KL Business Leaders Toastmaster Club is off to a trailblazing start. The next one, Helen Bianca, a trailblazing Toastmaster who rose from the ranks to become the Toastmaster International first female president in 1985. So I hope all of you will be consciously using the word of the day, trailblazing. It's a very good start. Back to you, Hanson.
Thank you so much, Betty. So you guys, you hear the lady is trailblazing. This is our word of the day. What does it mean by word of the day? It is a magic word that if you say today, when the mic is on you, if you say this word today, you will suddenly make Betty very happy. Okay, let me test it out. Trailblazing. You see, she's so happy. You take a look. Okay, that's how it works. If you use the word of the day, your grammarian will be so happy that she will mark down your score. The more words you use, trailblazing, then Betty will be very happy. So remember to use that a lot. So that's the grammarian's role. Thank you. Next, we will move on to our third role player, which is the timer. Timer, can you read out your role, please? Timer, Dinah. What, time's up already? Sorry.
Hi everyone, as a timer, my role is to remind, record and report the time used by each speaker when they're delivering the speech. So each speaker has a limited time to speak either according to their project requirements or by the meeting agenda. So time's up now. Let us move faster.
Sorry, boss. Okay, this is where I turn up penalty. Okay, so okay, agree. So that's how it works. You have 3 technical role players that will help us in our entire session. So now, without further ado, if you notice in the agenda, there's 3 parts to it. Part 1 is on the expert sharing session. This is something special that our club will do. So every time we do a meeting, we will get one of us here to be an expert to share either one of 3 topics. The first topic will be on the first theme will be on communication. The second theme is on leadership. The third theme is on business matters. Because all of us are business leaders here, so these are the 3 topics that will be relatable to us. So for this first ever expert sharing session, we will be inviting our acting vice president education to come up to the stage here to share a theme on leadership. And the title will be Evaluation and Feedback Mindsets. Evaluation and Feedback Mindsets. Let us put our hands together to welcome Nazar.
Thank you, Hanson. I'm already out of breath. I think Hanson, some people tell me I speak fast, but today I realized there's someone that speaks a lot faster than me. So I would play what Hanson said before in future to people to say, hey, you think I'm fast? Look at Hanson, he's a lot faster than I will ever be. So first and foremost, I think thank you, Hanson, for that introduction. Now, most of you would know me from the Toastmaster circle as someone who does speeches, but for my professional work, what I do is I actually provide culture consultancy. I'm actually a culture architect where I help leaders to shape the culture for their organization. And one of the areas that I'm always brought in is the culture of feedback. Now, for those of you who know psychology, feedback is one of the most paradoxical things. All of us wants feedback. All of us wants to give feedback to others. But very often when we get feedback from someone else, we get scared or we want to run. And today, hopefully through the 10 minutes, I'll be able to share with you how to be able to give effective feedback to people. At the same time, what can you do to be able to receive feedback in a way that allows you to learn and grow? So first and foremost, let's go to the most important question. Why are we so terrified whenever we hear the word feedback? Now, for those of you who have not experienced this before, I'm sure whenever you ask your staff, hey, I want to give you feedback, can you come into my room? I assure you, deep down inside, either one, they want to pack their bags and run out of the office as quickly as possible, or two, they are ready to fight. They are ready to be very defensive because they assume you are going to say something that will hurt their ego or hurt their performance. And why do we react that way? Now, feedback is one of the things in our life that is part of our existence, where for a very, very old time, whenever we hear the word feedback, we have a fight or flight response because the most reptilian side of our brain, which is the one near the medulla oblongata, is programmed to fight or flight whenever we feel our existence is threatened. Now, with that said, does that mean that we will always be defensive when we receive feedback? The answer is no. While we have a primitive side of the brain that will fight or flight, we also have a more developed side of our brain at the prefrontal cortex, which is more logical. If we are able to respond to feedback by moving our immediate reaction from the most primitive side of our brain to the most developed side of our brain, most likely we'll be able to respond to feedback positively. Now, the good news is, in Toastmasters, we are here to provide you an opportunity to practice giving and receiving feedback that leverages more on your most developed brain rather than your most primitive brain. Now, how do we do it? One thing unique about Toastmasters is it's all anchored on a single goal. Now, one of the famous saying in terms of feedback is, people don't get hurt by what you say, people get hurt by why you say it. So in this case, whenever you give feedback to someone, people are not hurt by what you say in the feedback, but rather people are hurt by why they think you're giving them the feedback. A case in point, if I'm giving feedback to another speaker, and the speaker believes that that feedback is meant to help him or her to grow, most likely, he or she will use the most developed side of the brain and ask, what can I learn from this? On the contrary, if I'm giving feedback to someone, to another speaker, and the speaker feels that this feedback is meant to hurt his self-esteem, then he will be reluctant to receive the feedback. So in Toastmasters, what we want to do is we like all our members to know that whenever we give an evaluation of feedback, it is always meant for you to be a better speaker. And it is for this reason, whenever we do any speech, the first thing we share is what is the objective of the speech. If I understand your goal and I understand your objective, for example, today we'll have two speakers. We have Lina and Kylie. Both speakers have specific goals that they want to achieve. And once Lina and Kylie shares their goal, whenever I give Lina and Kylie feedback, it's meant to help them to be a better speaker to achieve that goal in future. So, if I know that the feedback is meant to help me as a person, I will not be defensive. I will be very open. I'll say, bring it on. Because if that feedback is going to help me to be a better persuader, a better informer, a better humorous storyteller, then I want to be, because who doesn't want to be a better communicator? So now that we know what is important when giving feedback, let's go into some key steps. Later on today, you'll have expert evaluators at JC who will be delivering evaluation. I want you to listen to how she does it. As someone who's trained people on the art of giving feedback, I can tell you these three things always work. The first thing you want to do, as I mentioned earlier, is always anchor on the objective and the goal of the speech. Make sure your feedback is directly related to the goal. The second step is always focus on something positive first. Never ever give feedback and immediately go to the negative, because immediately I'll go, I'm going to fight you because you're such a horrible person. Why you give me such a bad criticism? So always start from the positive, and step 3, only then you go to the constructive feedback and be specific. So once again, the 3 steps. Number 1, anchor on the goal. Number 2, go for the positive first. And number 3, then share what the person can do to improve. And this skill is also applicable in business, in speeches, and even your personal life. So the next time you want to give feedback to your spouse, always remember, what is the objective you're anchoring on? Focus on the positive first, and then criticize the fact that she never washed the dishes. So always remember, goal, positive, then constructive, and you'll be fine. The last piece of sharing I'll give you, now that you know how to give feedback, how do we receive feedback? In my sessions with all the leaders I've trained, I always tell them this. Whenever you receive feedback, the one and only thing you say is say, thank you for the feedback. And this is very important. Why? If you don't say thank you for the feedback immediately, your most primitive side of your brain is going to fight, and you're going to say something you regret. So this is why husbands and wives always fight, because when a husband gives feedback to the wife's immediate reaction is, I am going to say something now, and it always ends up into a bigger argument. And for this reason as well, if you are a leader, which all of you here are, when you receive feedback from your staff, the only thing you must do is say, thank you for the feedback. And let the feedback settle first, sleep on it, and if there's anything you want to clarify, you can clarify tomorrow. Psychologically, this has been proven to be the best effective way because it trains your brain to not fight and to just sit on the feedback. So all in all, I hope you had a good sharing in terms of why human being has been trained to be conditioned to fight or flight when we get feedback. But the good news is there is a way to manage it. And I hope you remember the tips when you are when you're giving feedback. Focus on the goal, go for the positive, and then the constructive. And if you are receiving feedback, don't say anything else, just say thank you for the feedback. That's it. Back to you, Hansen.
Wow, thank you so much, Naza, for that sharing on feedback. A very valuable session itself. Because personally, myself also, I wanted to enhance this as instead of being a good giver, you need to as well be a good receiver. When we take on the cap of being an educator or leader, sometimes I can't speak for the rest, but me personally, sometimes we forgot that we are also in the journey of growth sometimes. So when we are on a state of teaching other people, we will have this barrier that our cup is kind of already full already. We just want to give other people things only. So Naza, your speech today inspired me to remember to take off my own lid. My cup must take off my own lid and let other people pour it in first. So my glass myself cannot be full onto that. Then only I need to receive it. And once I receive it, I must remember to say only thank you. That is something I must really, really remember by heart. That's something to me. So how does it inspire you as well? Think about it in your own notes. Later or during the breakout room session, you will have an opportunity to share it with your own team members. Yeah. So that's something that I picked up. How about you? I think about that. Great. So that's from our first agenda done. Now we are moving on to the next one, which is on the table topic session. Now this is going to be very fun. Table topic means impromptu speaking. Okay. So to discuss or to explain this in detail, I would like to invite our table topic master to come up to the stage and champion this session. Take it away, table topic master Lina.
Hello, thank you, Hansen. Can everybody hear me clearly?
Yes, but it's a little bit blur, your sound.
All right. Okay, so for table topic session, this is the essence of the Toastmaster, because joining Toastmaster is basically to learn how to speak off the cuff and to speak confidently in front of a crowd. So table topic is to train you to speak off the cuff. So everybody will be given 2 minutes. The first minute, the green light will be on. And then the first minute, 30 seconds, the yellow light will be on. And then 2 minutes, the red light will be on. And 2 minutes, 30 seconds will give you, yeah, time is up. time is up. So you can only get your topic when you volunteer yourself, and I will give you the topic and you can speak around the topic, or if you don't understand the topic, then you just share whatever comes into your mind. That's how we learn. So don't worry everyone, this is how we learn through the journey. So any questions, or we will start the table topic session. Alright, so who would like to be the first volunteer? You can just off your mic and volunteer yourself.
I'm trying.
Yep, Pang. Pang volunteered. Pang volunteered.
Oh, Pang volunteer. Okay, okay. Okay, Pang, so I have number 1 to number 4. So which number you would like to choose?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. So, Pang, what life lesson did you learn the hard way? What life lesson did you learn the hard way, Pang?
Okay. So there was this one time when I was like talking to a girl I was interested in, and what happened was that I was chatting and chatting and chatting, and then there were some things I didn't tell her truthfully about, and then she got very, very pissed off and very, very mad. And what happened was that because I was trying to impress her a lot, and then what happened was that I tried to present the best of myself, but then in a way that was not fully truthfully at the time. And as you might have expected, what happened was that things were going well between us, and then after one time, right, she got really upset when she found out that I wasn't completely honest with her from the beginning, and then things went sour from there. She was very pissed off. She didn't talk to me at all. I was lost. I was lost for words. I was just feeling very hurt and sad. I was like, oh, this is one lesson I really learned really the hard way, was that you really need to be truthfully and honest from the start. Because like, as the saying goes, honesty is the best policy. And whatever things that when we try to like, sometimes maybe we would tell people white lies or things that we don't think is not important, or we try to present the best present the best aspect of ourselves. And then, well, there's always a saying is that the truth will set us free. And I think the lesson I learned from here is that honesty is the best policy. So from speaking from my own personal experience, I think being honest and truthfully right from the start is better than like trying to impress other people by not telling the full truth. Yeah, so that's my sharing for today. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Who would like to volunteer?
Wendy would like to try.
Betty. Okay, Betty, number 1 to
Hey,
number
Wendy.
4.
Okay, I think number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Wendy. Sorry, Wendy. Okay. Okay. What do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago? What do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago? Wendy.
I always don't have regret of my life. For the 5 years ago, I have done a lot for myself. I have been very hardworking in my job. I also very hardworking taking courses to upgrade myself. I do not have any things that I regret to do 5 years ago because I have done enough. I have myself is an enthusiastic person, and I would like to develop myself from time to time. I will not let any minutes and any second in my life wasted up. So 5 years ago, I have taken my master's. 5 years ago, I've been working hard to get promotion in my job. 5 years ago, I have spending a lot of time with my parents and my family in Penang. 5 years ago, I also pampered myself going for holiday and spend time with all my friends. And also, the most important thing is, 5 years ago, I joined Toastmaster Club. For life is short. Even though now I have been appreciated and spend my time wisely, from now until 5 years later. Yes, and it's a trailblazing. How to say? I would like to share my trailblazing career, my life to everyone when I have time to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. Timer, do we have time for one more speaker?
Yeah, I want to try.
One more. Come, volunteer.
Come.
Yeah, one more can, no problem.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, who is that speaking?
Oh.
Come.
Yeah, come speaking here.
Okay, so come for table topic we left number 3 and 4. So which one would you like to take?
Number 3.
Number 3. Number 3. Would you break the law to save a loved one? Would you break the law to save a loved one? Come.
To save a loved one, yes, I'll do whatever it takes to help this person to survive. And what I will do is I'll go the extra mile to see what I can do to actually rescue this person or get this person out from the difficult situation. So life is more important than the law. So when I can do this, I can preserve a life that is given by God rather than to actually waste a life. It could be a person that is drowning, and this they jump into a pool or a mining pool that is actually not allowed and not allowed for swimming. And what I did is I will break the law where it says do not trespass, and I will go in and save this person. So I will do my best to save and rescue this person in this instance. So saving a person's life is a loved one's life is very important for me, even though I break the law. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Kam. Thank you. There was one when I heard this table topic, and then end up the speaker saying, I don't mind to break the law, and we could spend the rest of our life together in the future. Okay, anyway, so here is it. This is the table topic session, so everyone get to know about it. And thank you. So we did hand the sessions back to the Toastmaster of the day, Hanson.
Thank you so much, Lina. Round of applause for very thought-provoking topics today. Oh, whether to break the law to save a loved one or not, how to answer all this one. Answer you in private, can I? In public. That's why we need a private group. Okay. Okay, never mind. So thank you for that topics. Table topic is a very, very, very powerful and exciting skill that all of us, I would suggest, we must master. You know, in real life, there is not many chances we have prepared speeches, time to prepare ourselves to go do a speech, unless it's a pitch or something like that. So most of the time, we are always thinking on our feet. So when we come up with a topic like this, then if we have the skill to carry through a conversation, this is where table topic comes in. Where any topic comes to you, you can still give your points through with a clear opening, body, and close. That's the beauty of mastering table topics. Right? This is why we have table topics in every single session. And that will be the part 1 of our session. So table topic. Right, before we go into part 2, we are going to now put everyone into a breakout room. Okay, now this breakout room itself, recall the session shared by our expert today, which is NASA, which is sharing upon feedback. So remember the summary, right? There is giving feedback as well as receiving feedback, okay? So think through your own journey itself. When was the last time you gave or received a feedback and how do you feel about it? The second thing is, what are the diamonds or insights you have collected from NASA session? We are going to send you in the breakout room there. And in the group itself, do introduce yourself and share whatever you have learned from this session itself. Take that as a session.
Hanson, do I launch the poll for the table topics?
Yeah, correct. Right before that, the table topic polls. So we will do a polling of who is the best table topic speaker today. Then we will congratulate that person later today. Okay, good. The numbers are rolling in. We won't put 1, 2, 3, so don't worry. There's only number 1 only, so it's fine. We want a safe place to know who is the best speaker voted that day. So always the champion will inspire us to break through even more further. Okay, I believe.
Let's stop the polling.
Okay. Done already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. And we will show the results later. Okay, all good. Now we are going to send you to the breakout rooms. Please prepare to turn on your mic and your camera.
How long is the breakout room?
About 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. All right.
Okay.
All right, so I'm sending them now. Oops.
Hello. Hey. Hi. Okay, I shouldn't be in this room. I will drop off first. You guys continue.
Hanson, it says remaining 43 seconds.
Remaining 43 seconds? Oh no.
I think she said 1 minute.
Oh no. Hey, why is this? This is the... Oh no. Okay. This is a limited account I think JC is using. Okay, I need to speak to her already. JC is using a limited account.
Okay, so you're on mute.
There is a countdown timer in the room. Yours is a paid account, right? Confirm,
Paid account, yeah.
Okay. Yours in the room, there's a countdown timer of 40 something seconds.
Where?
In room 2 just now I was in.
How come got countdown timer? Keep breakout rooms open. Okay, I put keep breakout rooms open.
Okay, keep it open. Okay, good to know. Welcome back. Okay. Now everyone is a lot more alive because everyone now is forced to speak. How was the session earlier? Good? Was the session earlier better? Good? You enjoy the session? Any good diamonds? If you have new diamonds, you can put onto the chat group there so you can share it with everyone. Okay, so that is why we do the breakout room session. Remember, there is only 2 purposes why we start this. First is to grow the business. The first is to grow ourselves. Second is to network as well. So this is part of the way where we get to know new people, and then we start our engaging conversations later. This is even more magical when we do live sessions, when we meet face to face. Then after the whole meeting, we can hang out, and then we can talk about other things aside from Toastmasters already. But the first priority is always growth and learning first. Yeah. So that is secondary, networking secondary. Okay, great. Now we move on to the second part of our agenda, which is on the project speakers. Okay, what is project speakers? Let me just explain first. When you become a member in Toastmasters, no matter it's a corporate club or community club or our club like this, once you take on an international membership, you will be able to access a series of assignments. All these assignments, that's why there's leveling lah, okay? Level 1 got what assignment, level 2 got what assignment, level 3 got what assignment. So this part is the second part where we will do, let our members do assignments. So when they do their assignments, there will be a specific person to evaluate that person later. Then as a special culture within our club, we will do an open evaluation as well. We will also do a feedback as well. And also, why are we doing this? How are we doing this differently? Is that we are going to do our project speaking session with a very KPI-based session. What do I mean by KPI? KPI means key performance indicator, right? So that's generally what it means. So how is it different? We are going to use this framework. I know there's many different theories, but this is what we have agreed to use so far. If you take a look at this screen, we will only categorize our speeches into 4 types, 4 general types. So whenever we do our speaking assignments, you need to first tell everyone which type of speech are you doing first. Whether is it a speech to inform, speech to humor, speech to persuade, or speech to inspire. These 4 types of speech basically covered at least 95% of the speech all over the world already. This is the key skills that you really need to just master only. That's why we call the 4 key communication skills within our Toastmasters Club's culture. So later on, before the speech starts, I'll be asking the speaker or whoever is taking the assignments here today to choose one out of the 4. And then from there, we will know what kind of KPI we need to evaluate. You see, how it differs. If it's a speech to inform, the KPI is whether the audience is able to remember and recite the points delivered after the speech. So this is a speech to inform. Normally it's in the form of an SOP speech, how to do this, how to do a char kway teow in 5 steps, how to go green. So that's in 3 steps. Also, it's a speech to inform. You want other people to remember. Speech to humor is the amount of laughter generated. Speech to persuade is the amount of audience after you're hearing your speech. What do they do to, how many people is willing to take action after the speech? Speech to inspire is emotional engagement, whether the audience react emotionally according to the speech, whether do they, in other words, laugh or cry on command. You want to inspire other people, you must capture their emotions. So you choose which one first. Say for example, if you choose a speech to inform, it's really about whether the audience remember or not only. So it doesn't really matter whether we laugh, whether does it matter we feel anything, don't matter. Most important is whether the audience remember the points. Okay, this is one example. So very clear KPI. Then we know, are we able to hit the outcome that we want to through this platform? So that's how we really help each other grow, result based. And there's no right or wrong here, because everyone has a different perspective of thoughts. So there's no clear right or wrong here. Just think from your own perspective will do. Okay, so let's bring out our first speaker. Let me just put up
It's me.
The Jane, yay, which is Kylie. Okay, Kylie, today.
Hi.
Hello. So Kylie, your speech.
Hi.
Yeah, if you take a look at the agenda, the pathway is presentation mastery. So the project speech level and number is actually speech level number 1, speech number 2. And the target audience is music listeners. So all of you here, even though you are not a music listener, I want you to pretend you are a music listener, okay? You just assume that you are a music listener. Then we can help Kylie because that is her target audience. If she wants to do this speech in a corporate sense, she will also want to just deliver this one to people who are her audience. If it's not music listeners, it won't be. But for this speech sake, please think of yourself as a music listener. Now, the KPI is, what type of speech is this, Kylie?
Speech to inform.
Speech to inform, right? So let me just reshare the screen again. The speech to inform's KPI means whether the audience is able to remember and recite the points delivered after the speech. So specifically, what part of the KPI you want us to evaluate you?
for you all to remember what music copyright is,
Okay.
and to respect the intellectual property rights.
Okay, great. We are skipping the evaluation notes to the evaluator, is it? JC? Okay, Ken, because I've already explained that. So with that being said, I'm going to go straight into the speech title. So JC is, she is a company, she owns a company of music production. So, and if you are creating your own company's team music, you can always look for JC. She knows how to produce, she knows how to put it together, she knows how to copyright music.
This is Kylie.
Kylie, rewind. So Kylie is the music producer, and she copyrights music per se. Okay, so this is why she is the subject matter expert in this area. And today her speech title will be on music copyright. Music copyright, please put your hands together to welcome Kylie.
Thank you, Hansen. First, before I start, I want to test my PowerPoint first. Everyone can see my PowerPoint? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure nowadays when you open up your browser and you go to YouTube, you can search whatever music, the most updated one, you can hear it for free. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you feel a little bit irritating when you, before the music starts, you need to listen to advertisement? If you feel irritating, maybe you can give me a 1 in the chat room. If you don't feel irritated, maybe you give me a 2. Oh, okay, I saw so many 1. Okay. Now, actually, please remember, nothing is free in this world. If you think the advertisement is irritating, actually they are paying for the music you hear. So now I wanted to relate this to my topic today, music copyright. Let me share my PowerPoint first. So what exactly is copyright? According to the freedictionary.com, the definition of copyright is the legal right granted to an author, composer, playwright, publisher, or distributor to exclusive publication, production, sale, or distribution of a literary, musical, dramatic, or artistic work. Well, is it complicated? So long, right? Later on, I need you to remember because that is my KPI.
Yeah.
In short, actually, it is the right to copy. Simple, right? It's the right to copy the music. Okay, next. Music copyright. If you really need to see in details, it actually covers 2 perspectives. The first is composition or song, and the second is the master recording or record. So what is the difference between the 2 perspectives? Composition is exactly what is on the music score. As simple as that, what you see is what you get. And the ownership will be the composer or the lyricist or the publisher. Publisher could be the company. And while the master recording, we can create different versions, different recording labels, different artists can record exactly the same song. And the artist, the ownership is artist or the recording labels. Maybe you will ask, if it's in this case, what is the percentage between the artist or the recording labels? Well, you won't know because actually it fully depends on their mutual agreement. That means you won't know how many percent the artists own or the recording labels own until you really have a glance in their agreement. So music copyright, maybe it looks a little simple, but it actually covers these 5 perspectives. There's 5 types of rights. First, mechanical right. Mechanical rights is the owner should be the one who have the master of the physical albums. That means if you do all the production and you own the master of this particular single or the song, you own the mechanical rights. The second rights is public performance rights. Public performance right means today you wanted to play the song in public, maybe during an event. So you need to apply for this public performing rights. While synchronization right is when you wanted to reproduce maybe the song in remix version or any other version, you need to apply for this synchronization rights. And digital music rights is a right that emerged during this recent few years, because in olden days, we don't really have this digital music rights. And last but not least, this is the most important rights, music publishing rights. Music publishing rights is owned by the composer and the lyricist. That means if you own the mechanical rights, but you didn't really ask permission from the composer or the lyricist, actually you don't have the rights to use that particular song at all. That means you really need to emphasize on this music publishing rights. So in Malaysia, there are 4 collecting bodies. You won't get like EMI or Sony Music to go and collect money from the users, but instead, this 4 association is going to collect the money in behalf of them. This PPM, linking music with business, MACP, RPM, and Prism. So if you are a restaurant owner, maybe you will like, don't know why after I pay PPM for this exactly that amount for that particular song, after like 1 week MSCP come again to ask me to pay another amount, because actually they are collecting this kind of rights. For PPM, they are collecting public performance right, and MSCP is collecting on behalf of that is music publisher rights. So they are collecting different rights. Next, just now I did mention about the digital music emerge, and this is the source from RIAA, which is the Recording Industry of America, and the blue one is actually the sale of physical album, which is, for example, CD, cassettes, and the green one is actually sale the digital album or digital singles. You can see from the graph that the green color part is gradually facing the blue one. That means the music is conquering the infringement is always a very, very big problem in the music industry, whereby unlicensed music will really affect the whole industry. And what you can see is actually with the digital market, the search engine play in enrichment. It actually covered by IFPI. This is located in Hong Kong. And for all of the everything, 40%, still have 40% of people is using accessing unlicensed music, which we in the music industry will really like to reduce this percentage. Well, everyone, actually music is one of the intellectual property rights, whereby the composer, the lyricist, really squeeze their creative juices to produce and the production costs pretty high. You worry because there's always cost involved in the production, and musicians also need money to live. That's why we really need to respect the intellectual property rights. You can hear music in a via a correct path. Maybe you can subscribe from Spotify or Deezer, so that everyone will respect music copyright. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you. Back to you, Hansen.
Okay, thank you, Kylie. Okay, I promise you I will watch 10 seconds instead of just the 5 seconds on YouTube moving ahead. Okay, thank you for that. And we will now go into, okay, I will send out a form. This is where Naza will send out a form in the group chat. This is where, what do you think? Did Kylie meet the KPI of her speech? Now, what she say and what her KPI has to tally, yeah? If you see that what she says and what she's not, then there's an area of improvement. Remember, we are here to help each other grow. So what you write there will be an improvement point for Kylie itself. Most important is the result that you are targeting. Say, for example, you're meeting a client, your target here is to close the deal. So that would be the angle of result. We want to turn this platform into a place where we can even test out our sales pitch right here. And then our own members can tell us, will you buy from me if you are my client? So why yes, why not? Then only we know how we can break through, okay? So that's Kylie's trial. No worries, we are just here to practice to become perfect, okay? We're not here to show off. So thank you, Kylie, for being our first ever speaker in KLBL Toastmasters Club. Wow, this one deserves second round of applause. Okay, cool. Now, our next speaker would be our Lina. Lina in the house. Lina today double cap, also part-time job. Okay, Lina is going to, what type of speech are you doing, Lina?
Persuasive.
Persuasive speech as well, yeah? Okay, so persuasive speech means amount of audience taken action after the speech. So what, who are you targeting? Let's take a look at the agenda itself. You are targeting everyone. This is a pathway on visionary communication. The project speech level and number would be level 3, speech number 2. Okay, so right now, the KPI, well, the KPI very interesting. So the target audience is everyone, means everyone here who has, I believe it's everyone who has a parent, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, who has a parent, yeah? To inspire the audience to forgive our parents. Wow, this is emotional. Okay, the persuade you to forgive your parents. Okay, we'll let that sink in. So that's the KPI. So please think of this angle when you listen to Lina's speech. Lina, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Lina. Lina's speech title, Forgiveness is a Gift. Forgiveness is a gift. Please help me welcome Lina Xiao.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I grew up in a rather big family with 5 siblings. And I, being the eldest one, in growing up in a traditional Asian type of family, what you always get? Scolding from the parents, blaming from your sibling, and many more responsibility that is just show up like that. And the parents will expect you to take care of them, to feed them, and anything related to the sibling, everything will come to you. If sibling cry, you will be the one that gets punished. So that is how I was brought up. And I got really depressed and really sad by seeing this type of injustice in the family. I often wonder, how does it feel like, to be the youngest sibling? They can just cry and get anything they want, literally. There was once when I got diarrhea. Okay. Then the next, it was a diarrhea happening in the midnight. So it was just me suffering alone. Then the next morning, I found out that my mom actually bought breakfast for everyone in the family except me. And guess what she said? She just said, oh, I forgot. So just go and get yourself a breakfast. At that time, I lose my temper. I just bang the door and I cry out loud, pointing at my mom. How can you do this to me? Why is always me? Why am the one that has to accommodate all of you? And I bang the door, shut myself in the room for the whole day. Even after that, they try to compromise with me, but I just ignore them for the whole day. I think that was the first time where I really get used up in front of them. Sometimes, no, most of the time I have to do the house chore. And every night I have to wash the dishes. Until sometimes that I cry because everyone else is watching, my sibling, my sibling is watching TV at the living room, and just me alone washing the dishes at the kitchen alone, facing outside is the dark sky. I have many thoughts running in my mind, you see, like, my gosh, how I have this thought in me. And I start looking for signs for adoption. I was guessing maybe I was an adopted child. How funny. It can't lie by the look, the associated look with my look and my parents. It's clearly I'm not adopted. But this thought, I just can't stop this thought running in my mind. And sometimes I think that maybe I should just disappear in the family since I don't get their attention, you know. And during one time in my secondary school, there's the first time I got into final round in a sports day. Really excited to ask my mom, you know. Mom, come and see me during the sports day. And guess what? On the sports day itself, my mom didn't show up. Then after that, I go back and ask my mom what happened. Guess what she said? I forgot. And from that day onward, I really, not to say that I will hate them, but I really dislike them for being biased by leaving me out. Well, until one day, this was one day, my mom got sick. And my youngest sister called me to ask for help. You know, me and my younger sister is about 20 years of difference. So she can't help my mom, and she called me up. She said, come and help mom. Mom doesn't seem well. So I negotiated with my sister though. I said, ask your brother to bring your mom there. Bring your mom to the doctor. I'm busy. And I asked, so what happened with mom? And then upon what the sister mentioned to me, I guess it's a food poisoning, but I delayed and I negotiated with my sister. Until there's no choice, then only I took my own sweet time and travel back to home. Even though we stay in KL, but stay differently, so I travel back and see what's happening with my mom. Immediately when I got home, I saw my mom's face went pale and lying on the bed. So I placed my hand on her forehead. She immediately hold my hand. It was cold and shivering and cold. And then she starts saying, you know, Nina, if anything happens to me, please take good care of your sibling. You are the only one that I don't have to be worried about. I was stunned for a moment. I didn't expect that. I said, Mom, you are just getting food poisoning, okay? You're not dying. And she said, no, I feel like dying. She gripped me even harder and said, sorry if I'm not a good mom. I'm forgetful. That's why I don't get to study. And I don't learn how to be a parent. And then she fainted. So immediately, I drove her to a hospital, and after the diagnosis, it was lucky to find out that it was just low glucose and she got dehydration from the food poisoning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many times did we punish our parents by repeating what they did on us? And what's our reason for punishing our parents? Well, who asked them to do that on me? What's the reason? I got a friend who experienced domestic violence, and he repeated that on his own parents. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you ever study parenting subject in formal education. Did our parents enjoy internet facilities back in 80s or 70s? How to be a parent? No, they don't have time. They just need to fight for basic survival. So I urge all of us here, ladies and gentlemen, please stop punishing yourself with their mistakes. Our parents is just being ignorant. Forgive is a gift for you and your children. Thank you, and back to you.
Okay, wow. Such a personal speech, Lena. Thank you so much for sharing that part of your story. I don't know about the rest. I personally feel something, but I'll comment that later. So thank you for that very intimate sharing on your parents' side. Right? Okay, great. So that's the second part done on a project in a normal meeting. The second part is the project speeches, means the assignment. So that is all the assignments done today. Typically, we'll do around 3 to 4 assignments. Because this is a demo meeting, we'll just do 2. So after this, now we move into the third part of the meeting, which is on evaluations. So evaluation is the breakfast of champion. That's why this is also the USP, unique selling point of our club itself. We need to be very strong in this. So for this, we'll kick these things off with our table topic evaluator first. So table topic evaluator will be done by Naza. Naza, take it away.
Thank you, Hansen, for that. Sorry, I was multitasking as I was also uploading the link for the speech evaluation. Yeah. Now, first and foremost, congratulations to all the table topic speakers. Congratulations to Pang, congratulations to Kam, as well as congratulations to Jenny. A few things. So my role is to provide positive and also constructive feedback. So let's start off with Pang first. Now, Pang, what I love about the way you delivered your table topics was you had a story. And the moment you start telling the story, all of us were with you on the journey. You told us a story, a very brave story about how you were slightly not that truthful with the girl that you met because you were trying to impress her. But what I like most is from that story, after you talk about the story and about how you learned your lesson, you immediately went to a key message that you wanted the audience to take away from, which is honesty is the best policy. So the structure of your speech, although it was short, was very impactful. Had a story and had a key message. The one thing that you could do differently, perhaps, which I think you could do differently is, you need to practice your face when you're thinking slightly, because I noticed when you were thinking, your eyes will go all around the place. You look to the right, you look to the top, you look to the left, you look everywhere else. And sometimes what you need to do is just look straight at the camera. But with a lot of practice, what you will learn is, even with impromptu speeches, you can still think and still look at the camera or still look at the person and convey your message. So that's the only thing that I think you can do differently, which is practice looking at the audience even as you are thinking. So think while looking at the same time. The second person will be Wendy. Wendy, congratulations. I really, really love how brutally honest you were. You said, is there anything that you regret from 5 years ago that you would do differently? The answer is no. I'm very happy. I worked hard, I played hard, and I did everything I could to have a very good life. So I really, really appreciated your honesty. And I liked how with that simple speech, we had a sense of your personality as well. So it was a very good icebreaker, a mini icebreaker. And what I like most is you teased us towards the end. You said, well, there's a lot more about me, but you'll have to listen to me in my next speech to get to know me better. So it was very smart, a very great speaker. The one thing you could do differently is you can take a leaf out of Pang's book is perhaps to tell a story. You talk about completing the studies, you talk about how you spend time with your family, you talk about doing the masters. One thing you could do differently perhaps is to give a bit more detail. As they say, the devil is in the details. So the more details you can give, the more stories you can tell, even though it's short, it will still give the audience a greater appreciation. The last speaker is Kam. Now Kam, what I really appreciated, the topic is a very difficult topic to navigate because it's one that may get you in jail, especially since the meeting is recorded. Because the question is, would you break the law to save your loved ones? Now, I really, really love how you navigated past through the topic. You said, yes, I will do whatever it takes to save the loved one. And I like how you went philosophical with it, which is, I will save a life because life is more important than the law. So you went very philosophical and you gave an example. You talk about how you will jump into a mine even though it's not lawful if you can save a life. So I thought the whole structure was very strong, a very strong message. The one thing that you could do differently perhaps, is it goes back to the facial expression. You do look stoic at times and you look very serious. So a bit more facial expression, You are someone that if I speak to, I'll be a bit scared because I think you're very, very serious as a person. So a bit more facial expression. You don't have to look angry and serious all the time. So a bit more variety in your facial expressions will allow the audience to be more closer to you. So all in all, I think congratulations all the 3 speakers. The topics were very philosophical, but all speakers took their own spin to it. And I get to learn a lot about each of the speaker, and I look forward to hearing you guys more in future. Back to you, Hanson.
Thank you so much, Naza. Woo. There's a lot of stuff. That is what a table topic evaluator need to do. Instead of evaluating one person, now it needs to evaluate all 3 or sometimes up to 6 people. That's sooner or later we will all take turns to be table topic evaluator. Yeah, okay. We'll all learn this skill together. Okay, cool. Now the next part here is on our project speakers already. So we're gonna start off with our evaluation for speaker number 1, Kylie, and the evaluator would be JC. JC, for Kylie, take it away.
Thank you. Toastmaster Kylie, music copyright, something that all of us here who are listeners can relate to. What I love about your speech is this: you're very engaging and I love your bubbly energy. That already caught my attention. And I would like to give you feedback based on the acronym MUSIC, M-U-S-I-C. M is for mind. You have opened my mind in the opening of your speech. You started engaging with the audience and you asked us how many of you feel irritated when you see advertisements playing when you're trying to listen to your music. And then you asked us to type in the chat 11111. And so many people did. Fantastic. That was an attention grabber, and immediately the audience is listening to you. So you open our minds. You, I would say, is for understanding. There are many things that you showed us on your slides. How much of that was relevant? So this comes to the objectives of your speech. You wanted the audience to remember and be able to recite what you have shown us. So we will hear in the open feedback from the audience how well they receive that visual impact. S, for your support material, as your speech is about research and presenting, you did use a variety of support material. You used visual statistics and you also showed us facts. So that shows that you are, to me, an expert in your industry, and you are someone that I would go to for advice regarding music copywriting and rights, when I can use it, when I cannot use it. I is for impact, and this is where I feel it is very, very key in your presentation, right? What was the information that you shared with us? How did it impact us? So this is a question that I would like to ask you and the audience as well. What could have made it stronger, I would say, is C, the conclusion. The conclusion, you actually shared that 40% of the percentage was access unlicensed music, and you wanted to reduce that percentage. So as a company, I felt you could have spent more time in your conclusion to let us know what are the steps that you are taking as an organization to reduce it. How are you engaging with the listeners or the end users? Then we will know there's a call to action. We know specifically what we can do to reduce that number, which I do feel is actually the essence of your speech and why you are communicating to it. What I felt was missing was the consequence. So that's C again. If we were to download or listen to unlicensed music as a user, what would the consequence be? Are we going to get fined? Are we going to go in jail? So it puts some heat under us, and we know that if we were to do this, there are consequences for our choices. So I felt that could have really solidified your speech as a speech to inform. How could the information you give be relevant to us? What would that impact be? And with that, that would have sealed the deal for me. Thank you. Back to you, Hanson.
Okay, thank you so much, JC, for that evaluation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I need to remind everyone, since many people are not yet a Toastmasters in this community, evaluations are personal opinions, okay? There's nothing absolutely right and there's nothing absolutely wrong. There is an opportunity that we might think totally different from an entire different person, which is entirely fine. Because in this world itself also, you know, the same product, I know that your own product is the best out of the world. All of us think so. Anyways, definitely not everyone will buy from us because everyone have a different perspective, everyone have a different angle. So the same perspective that we are evaluating a speech. Now, this is what Kylie was targeting for, remember, yeah? So the KPI for Kylie was, she is looking for audience to remember what music copyright is and audience to respect intellectual property rights. Okay, good. How do you feel as an audience? We will now go into an open evaluation for 3 minutes. Anyone who wants to share, please turn on your mic and share right now. Sharing is loving. So please share if you have any and help Kylie to break through. Anyone? Yes, Alan, take it.
Hi, Hansen.
Yep.
To Kylie, great speech. I would love it if you can contextualize your speech into the digital rights. You focus on that angle because you have a great statistic on the numbers, on the decreasing number of the CDs and then the increasing usage of the digital media, digital music. That is a great starting, and this is how we connect, especially in this pandemic moment. Every one of us get connected digitally, and it will help us to actually know and sink into your message much better. So instead of spending more time on other rights, focusing on the digital right, that will actually help us to understand your matter much more easier. Back to you.
Thank you, Alan. Still got time. Next, anyone? Open mic, open mic. You don't have to be a pro, just share your perspective. Did she meet the KPI to you? And how can it be better? Anyone? Open mic. Yes, Izam, take it away.
Okay, my first attempt, Kylie. Okay, I love the content. It's totally new to me. What I would appreciate, your angle of information, similar to what JC was mentioning, what action you want me to take. Currently, those are beautiful information. I know how many people are looking into the music, whether it's legal or illegal, but what's next? So I'm anticipating for that. That's number one. Number two, because the slide is too much in front, there's less engagement with you. So if you can see more of you, because your slide has less words. So once you show the slide, if you can bring it down and we see you and you explain it, that would be excellent. That's from me, Hansen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Izam. Anyone to share more? I think we got 1 more minute. Anyone? You don't have to be a pro, just think from your perspective, did she meet the KPI? If yes, how? Why not? If not, then why not? Yes. Anyone?
Hi.
Let's go.
You're vetting for Kylie, right? So I want to say good job on the presentation. I think one to improve further on the KPI, right? Maybe you can use more pictures, because for me personally, right, I feel that the points are the slides are too wordy for me. So if the best way for people to remember is use pictures. So I think if you can add some visual keys for them to remember the key points they wanted to do, right, it might be a better presentation. So that's my feedback for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, may I?
Yes, Kaiser.
I like the way she actually said that copyright is the right to copy. So she simplified, the terminology of copyright. But there are other terminologies which are very hard to remember and to understand what they mean. So if only you could have actually simplified those also in the same manner, would have been better.
Okay, thank you, Kaiser. Kylie, okay, time is up. Thank you, Diana. Now, Kylie, you want to turn on the mic and learn from Naza and say thank you or not?
Thank you everyone for your feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. We all must practice what we learn. Yeah, Naza say must say thank you. Say thank you. All right. Now we move on to our second evaluator, which is for evaluation for Lina. This is evaluator Alan. Alan, take it away.
Forgiveness doesn't mean that we do not hold the person accountable, but we allow ourselves to walk free. Lina, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wonderful message that you deliver to us. Thank you so much for the authenticity, the very rare gift in speakers community to share such an intimate topic with us. For us, it's a very rare gift, and I applaud you for your courage to share this with me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I love the way your body language, when you tell your story, the way you communicate through your body, especially that part where you talk about, why do my siblings get everything what they want, but I can't get what I want? And you shrug your shoulder. That was so on point. There are so many other instances during the speech. There are very apt body language that you had delivered. And at the same time, I love the way you structure your speech with the three stories, the story of the breakfast, and then the story of the sports day, and last but not the least is the story of when your mom is sick. And how you structure it is, it increases with emotional intensity as we go along. That got us really, really hooked up in your story and wanted to hear more from you. If I may suggest on how are we going to take it further in your speech, number one is perhaps you may want to consider to insert more dialogues. Tell us a little bit more how you react. What are the words that your parents say to you during the sports day? More. Tell me what you feel. What was the environment that you were in? How do your friends speak to you at that point of time? Why were you disappointed? Tell us all those emotions. And at the end of each message, for you to engage with the audience better, throw them a question. How would you feel if you were in my position? You ask that question, and at the end of each message, at the end of each story, that will immediately got us connected with you. And if I may suggest the last part of it, I would like to hear more the impact of forgiveness to yourself. I hear that, yes, you tell us that we need to forgive, but how about you? What does the impact of forgiveness has done to you? What does the impact of the forgiveness of you and the relationship between the people around you? So I want to hear more about that, because that is the core that transpire us and inspire us to take more action. And as a domestic violence survivor myself, my take is this: yes, forgive our parents, because most of the time they were dealing with their own demons when they conceived us. It is unfortunate that they pass it down to us and we have to deal with it. But let us do our best to break that cycle. Forgiveness is the key. Back to you, Hansen.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you. Okay, before I move ahead to open evaluation, can I just quick do a yes, no, all right? It's from the evaluator yourself. JC first. JC, did Kylie meet your expectation from the KPI perspective?
No.
Oh, okay, thank you. You have already said your reasons already, yeah? Thank you. Now, Alan, did Lina meet your KPI from this perspective?
Lina gave a very good background. The end message was not impactful enough for me to say a yes. That was the missing link.
Thank you. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that. Now, open feedback, 3 minutes for Lina. It's okay, Lina, it's okay. We are here to break through. Okay. So don't worry about looking back in front of each other. We trust each other so close enough. That's why we want this group into as exclusive group. We need this. I also want to hear this. Okay, good. Let's hear from the rest. Open feedback. Yes, Li Hua, take it away.
Hi, Lina. I really love your story when I hear about your topic itself. It really resonates to me a lot because I do have a lot of experience with my mom, actually. I also delivered such a speech before, and most of the time I use a lot of pauses, vocal varieties, and that will really help you. Because what I heard just now is like a rushing. Moreover, it is online, and the line is not really good. I was really straining my ears to hear. Now that is not your fault, it's the technical itself. But if you, let's say you pause and you use a vocal variety, that will really help you to deliver that emotion and the impact to the listener. That's all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster, after evening.
Thank you, Li Hua. Next person. Yes, Izam.
Okay, thank you for your courage in sharing your experience. I can relate to most of it. My feedback, one, it would be great if you look at the camera because you're sharing an emotion, we want engagement. And also if you can, we can see more hand gesture of movement, it would be excellent to be relatable to you. Thank you very much from me, Hansen.
Thank you so much, Izam. Anyone else? Feel free. Sharing is loving. Come.
Hansen, so maybe I'll go next.
Yes, Naza.
So I think for Lina, one thing that I wanted to hear from your speech was the peaks and valleys. I thought your speech was emotional, but when you were emotional, you were still smiling, which doesn't allow me to feel that sadness or that anger that comes with it. So I think for the peaks and valleys to really work, your voice, your emotions, as well as your words and your pacing must all go hand in hand. And I completely agree with Ellen as well. I thought that in order for a speech to be inspiration, to be persuasive, you need to arrive at the message. You need to give yourself enough time to rally the audience behind the message. So I thought the message could have been sharper so that you can bring the audience from that emotional negative space to a more positive space to want to do a difference, which I think with a bit more preparation, a bit more time, and a bit more concise messaging, you will be able to deliver that.
Okay, thank you, Naza. Anyone else? It's you got 1 minute left.
Yes. Can I
Yes,
go?
Vivi.
Right. So, Lina, thank you so much for your courage and your sharing. It was really, I felt that your topic was, I resonated through to all of us in regards to forgiving our parents. Probably our children also have some issues with us. I don't know, Lara.
Hey, you're muted, Shirin.
Yeah, I felt that it was a really good topic. Perhaps what you could consider in the next session is to really look at one emotion that you want us to share with you. Is it abandonment? Is it aggravation? Is it feeling of anger, loss? Just one. And then you can find some stories that repeats that one emotion, so that all of us can follow the story and relate to one emotion, so that at the end, when you ask us you can ask us, can you feel that emotion? I think most of us can do that. Maybe just one. Because there's a lot of stories which they were very good stories, but for us to follow you through, maybe just one. But thanks again for sharing with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shireen. Diana, the light is already red already. So we will, anyone else has a burning feedback? Just quickly, time's up. Okay, cannot already. So sorry. Thank you for everyone's feedback. Now, Lina, what do you want to say to everyone?
Yeah, thank you for everyone's feedback. Thank you for feedback.
Appreciate this. Thank you, Lina, and thank you for both of our brave speakers today to use this platform and to test out your speech in different angles. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I would like to share or say, propose to everyone. You see how powerful this platform can be. If you want to pitch something, you can test it here. If you want to inspire your staff, your team, you can test your speech here. If you want to share a new proposal and you're not sure whether it works or not, you can test it here. And we are so trusting enough to be open enough to share each other's feedback to know whether is it checking or not. Why is it yes? Why is it not? Then from there, we work towards perfection. This increases our chance in winning in the real world. So there's a saying, we rather bleed during training than bruise in an actual battlefield. This is why KLBL Toastmasters Club is formed. So we can actually train each other harshly, then go out there and really win the world together. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are moving on into our technical evaluators, starting off with our R counter, R master, our Toastmaster Steve Chang. Take it away, Steve.
Thank you, Hansen.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to start my R counter report. So, because just now I was missing for the first part, so I just.
It's okay. Whatever.
Okay. So I straight away start from whenever I start.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So for Lina, for the table topic master, I found that she got 3R, and then To Pang Sam 6R4, Wendy 3, then come 5R3. Then for the first speaker, Kylie, not many R I found, only 3R, 2 but I found that Kyrie used a lot of repeats words like you, it, that. Then so long, right? Keep on asking, right? Then second speaker, Lina, only I found 1R, 1 Then repeat words since, then keep on using and then. I think Lina repeat quite many times. And Ellen repeats of the instead of, then Izam got 11, 1, and then I capture I think for Hanson a lot of quite a number of and then using la. Okay, like you see okay, so Shirin, I found that don't know la. Then got 6. No, that's all from my report. Pass back to Hanson.
Thank you, R counter, Steve. I will repent my R's and ums and las. Thank you for that, Steve. Yeah, that's what R counter do. They track your speech crutches. The thing with having a lot of speech crutches, maybe for a Malaysian audience, is okay, but it will hinder us to go international or scale big, especially if we are going corporate. Okay, so this is why we are using this tracker to remind us how many speech crutches do we use, and the more we use, actually reduces our credibility. So we need to be very aware. So that's what the R counter does. Next is a grammarian. Grammarian would be our Betty Hua. Betty.
Yes, thank you so much, Hanson. Now for the whole evening, I have been putting a lot of attention to hear, and I found that language was very good, of very high standard. And throughout the night, I found 2 words that need to be pronounced properly. It should be applaud, not applause. And then the next word, I get so irritated and not irritating. Okay, it should be I get so irritated. Now, excellent phrases. I have the first one from NASA. I love it. Get hurt by why you say it. Next one, honesty is the best policy, from Pang. Then Kam say, go the extra mile to save a loved one. Break the law, but save a life. Next, we have the beauty of mastering the table topic session. Hanson said it. Sharing is caring. Diamonds and insights you have collected from NASA session. What you see is what you get, Kylie said. Put some heat under us. Increase the emotional intensity. Next is impact of the forgiveness. Next, do our best to break the cycle, the peaks and valleys. Now the last one, I need Hanson to help me to complete. We rather bleed in the battlefield than to, I than to
than to bruise. We rather bleed in training than to bruise in the battlefield.
okay.
Ah,
Very good.
thank you.
So that was what I found. A lot of excellent phrases. So keep it up. And I know the standard tonight is very, very high. Back
Thank
to
you.
you, Hanson.
Thank you so much, Betty, for trailblazing our grammarian speech in this entire
Yeah.
club.
And I forgot the word of the day, trailblazing. Hanson just added from 2 to 3 now.
Okay.
Wendy, 2. And no other people have spoken the word of the day, trailblazing. Okay?
We will reflect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. Yay. Last but not least, our Diana Tan. Diana Tan, our timer report. Take it away.
Okay, hi everyone. So today okay, for the first table topic speaker, Pang, use 1 minute and 54 seconds. Second table topic, Wendy, use 1 minute and 40 seconds. And third table topic speaker, Tom, use 1 minute and 33 seconds. All are within time. Congratulations. Okay, so next will be our prepared speech speakers. Our first speaker is Kylie. The speech time requirement is 5 to 7 minutes, and the actual time is 8 minutes and 6 seconds. And Lena, same, the speech time requirement is 5 to 7 minutes, but the actual time is 7 minutes. 7 minutes 40 seconds. So we have room of improvement. Good things. Okay. Then will be our evaluator. We have 3 evaluators today. Our first evaluator have 4. Actually, I because it's table topic. NASA is a table topic evaluator, so the time frame will be longer. It's actually 4 to 6 minutes, but NASA used 4 minutes 1 second only. Then Daisy, the actual time is 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and Alan is 3 minutes and 28 seconds. All are within time. Congratulations. Within, back to you, Hanson.
Thank you so much. I need to rush to another meeting. Appreciate this. Thank you. Let us do a group photo together first. Right? Can you please turn on your camera if you're not turning on yet? And then we will do a quick photo together to commemorate this moment. Okay. Let me turn this thing on. Okay. Now, how to do KLBL and L? KLBL, L. All right, L. L Toastmasters first charter meeting. 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Lovely, got it. Thank you so much, timer. And that would be our technical evaluators, which is here to tell us technically how can we improve. So we have come to our near end of the session. We're gonna go into open feedback right now. So a quick 5 minutes. Let's do 5 minutes. Anyone? How do you feel about the session? Yeah, how do you feel about the session? Would you like to charter this together? We do a quick run together. 5 minutes only, yeah? So, anyone?
Can I say something?
Yes.
I find that this session, the evaluation is superb because the evaluation is not just our normal way of evaluation, very
Sorry, Betty.
even for the speakers in our usual.
Sorry, Betty.
The usual meeting. Yeah.
Sorry, Betty, because your line is lagging. We just hear because the evaluation, then totally cannot hear it.
Okay. What? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you repeat that again?
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay.
Try again.
I find it very different in the sense that the speaker has got to ensure that the KPI is met. Whereas in the normal speech delivery, in the normal Toastmaster meeting, you just deliver. We are not bothered whether we meet the KPI so long as we meet the speech objective. But this one, you set your own KPI to tell what is it you want to reach the audience about what. So you have got to. So it was, to me, is rather challenging for Kylie and Lena to ensure that the KPI is first spelled out, and then they have to deliver to meet the KPI, and that is for the evaluator to assess. This is something very impactful. So for the speaker, you have a lot to learn, and for the evaluator, you have a lot to gather and to really put on your ear and your eye and everything, your emotional in-depth evaluation. So this is something that you can read a lot from this session, which is very different from the normal meeting. So
Appreciate
this is
this.
my, yeah.
Got this.
Okay.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. That's the purpose of starting this club also, to actually experience that. Appreciate this so much to hear this from you. Anyone else? Any thoughts from this session itself, especially if you are joining this for the first time, we are talking this, or especially if you are not yet a Toastmaster member, this would be very important to hear. Maybe Mr. Kam, you tried your table topic today. Anything you'd like to share? Mr. Kam. Mr. Kam can you hear me or not?
Hi.
Anything you'd like to share from your end?
Yeah, very interesting session tonight. Like what Betty was saying. Yeah, the so-called the standard is very high. Yeah, the KPI to meet. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you, Kam. Mr. Izam, are you a Toastmaster yourself?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, would you like to share a few words on your thoughts on this meeting?
I live with one DTM at home. It's interesting seeing how she's done it over the last 7 years. You know, I'm in one meeting, so it's to me it's short. There's segments and there's focus. So that's from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Izam. Shireen, are you a Toastmaster yourself?
No.
Right, would you like to share your thoughts?
Okay. Thank you, JC, for inviting me. I like the fact that it's very structured. I belong to another organization that's also very structured, so I'm a very highly compliant person. So I like it when it's structured. I also like the fact that the audience were given the opportunity to speak off the cuff. That was fun. I particularly enjoyed it because it helped me increase my listening skills to stay engaged with everybody. So that I appreciated that. I get to practice the listening skills the entire night. So that was fun for me. Thank you so much.
That sounds so good. Thanks, Shireen. Tiago, are you a Toastmaster yourself?
Yes, I am. I'm a member of Bansa, okay. And what do you expect me to say about the meeting or something?
About the whole meeting, your general experience.
Yeah, this is a totally different experience compared to a regular meetings or other Toastmasters meetings I've been with. The elements of open evaluation and the expert session is a icebreaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Florence, are you a Toastmaster yourself?
No.
Any thoughts from your end?
Yes. Thanks for JC for inviting me. First, I would like to say that I'm very impressed, with all the sessions, and also the speaker and evaluator. They are very experienced, and also I realized that the standard is very, very high, extremely high, and I got shocked. In fact, when you're asking whether they meet a KPI, and then the answer is no for both. I was like, wow. Yeah. So, yep. Interesting.
Good to know. Thank you, Florence.
Yeah.
Inket, are you a Toastmaster yourself?
Yeah, yes, I'm. Yeah, so I would say the meeting is interesting, especially on the open evaluation, because that is forcing the audience like us to be pay more attention, because we don't know when we are going to be called. Because in some of the meeting we can just do our own things during their sections. Now a bit different. I like the idea about that. And the club is interesting. I also like the club.
Yeah, lovely. Feel free to join us. Yeah. Okay, next we move on to, we will give priority to the non-Toastmasters first, yeah, because it's a very important session for them. Jenny, you want to share your thoughts? Jenny, we can't hear you. Sorry. Still can't hear you. We see your mouth moving. No sound yet. Maybe the wire is not working. Maybe you want to untangle the wire and straight away speak into the phone. Now can hear.
Now can hear?
Now can hear. Now can hear.
Okay. It's very interesting. I can see that and can get the feedback and evaluation. So, but the standard is very high. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for inviting me also. Yeah.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny is going through a very big hurdle to actually come to this club. She always asks herself, she always questions herself that is she good enough? That's what we want to tell you. It doesn't matter. Most important, you are better than your current version. That's all we want to need. Right? Everybody starts different place. Thank you, Jenny, for being here.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Kaidir.
Hi, thanks, Hanson, and nice to meet everyone here. This is my very first ever experience in Toastmasters meeting or whatever you call it. Even though I've been hearing about Toastmasters long time ago, have been contemplating of joining but never had the chance. And this seems to be very interesting, and as some of you mentioned, not a typical Toastmasters what you call meeting. But I just would like to ask one thing. Hanson, you mentioned about the KPI or that we need to level up of from whatever level to the next one.
Yep.
So what do you actually mean by that?
Okay, basically doing 3 assignments a year. That's all. Don't have to complicate it.
What kind of assignment?
Once you join, then there will be you'll get a list of assignments. Every level have different assignment on. Level 1, for example, the first assignment is on ice breaking, means introducing yourself. So it's a 4 to 6 minutes. This is one example. Then you have more advanced assignment, which is asking you to handle difficult audience and this and that. There's different kinds. So level up means you need to complete all 3 assignments. Even though our speaker here today did not so-called meet the KPI, but we'll consider it as the assignment already done. Okay, it is up to the speaker themselves whether you want to repeat it or not.
Okay.
Right. So we just use this platform to grow only lah. Okay, Kadir?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, welcome. Jet, you are a current Toastmaster, right? Okay, great. Let me check with Alex first. Alex, are you a current Toastmaster? Alex, around, Alex?
Yes, I am.
Yes, Alex. Alex is a returning Toastmaster. Any thoughts from your end?
I think it's good for the first meeting, and it's a good start, and a lot of passion from participants, Toastmasters and non-Toastmaster alike. More than the technicalities and the forms of Toastmasters structured schedule is the sincerity, and the KPI side actually is a big breakthrough on actually the speech to inspire or the speech to persuade, all this. I think that's a great idea as compared to the original Toastmasters format. Yeah.
Appreciate this. Thank you, Alex. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know many of you haven't shared yet, and I know you have many burning feedbacks you want to do. So sorry because of time issue. Yeah, please use the form already shared in the chat there. And this would be the already sent out by Naza. Naza, maybe you kind of repost that. And then if you have anything to help us improve or say change our culture, please help. You can also insert in, right? Remember, giving is loving. Huh? Okay, so this is something that we will practice here. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a demonstration of today's meeting. And this is how we imagine to run. Today is the first time we turn imagination into reality. Today's meeting is successful not because of me, it's because of all of you, and especially these names that I'm going to mention here, who are the core team members who have put all of these things together, bits and pieces together. So without the order of priority, please help me thank Alan O, JC Wee, Kylie, Lina, Naza, and also Steve. These people come together, even though the club haven't yet chartered, already committing to structure everything together already. So these are the warriors behind to create this. Now our KPI here, we also have a KPI. Our KPI here is to charter this club. What do you mean by charter this club? To charter this club means by you need 20 people to commit the membership fee to sign up as a member. Then only we can charter this club officially under the Toastmasters International umbrella. So this is what it means by chartering. The demonstration meeting today is to demo and tell everyone, okay, this is how it looks like. Do you want to commit? Basically is that. Okay, so I'm going to take this quick opportunity to run through some of the key points of how this club is structured, so you know the why and the reason behind it. So we remember, why are we doing this? We want to grow our business. We want to lead. We want to lead your team. Okay, this lead each own team. History I will skip. With the key USB here is that we'll use the 4 key communication skills. The purpose of our KL Business Leaders Toastmasters Club, this is super important, yeah? This one I will need to remind again. Primary is level up. Primary is level up. Means business leaders level up our leadership growth. In other words, 1 year, 1 level. If you don't complete 1 year, 1 level, so sorry, you can't renew your membership next year. Through the 4 key communication skills. The 4 key communication skills is already demonstrated earlier in our meeting. Evaluation, very specific KPI based, hit, miss. So sorry, because the reality is like that. Okay, so we want to turn this as real as possible. Number 2, networking. We are all business leaders. We also want to network and grow. So business leaders build supportive and mutually beneficial relationships. So this is why we have our networking session online, and then offline itself, we will maybe later after the session. So this is the 2 key purpose of why this club is formed. Remember, level up first, then only network. No level up, don't even talk about network. Okay, so this is the whole DNA of the club. Now we want to go into how are we different. We focus on evaluation. Project speeches goals are mutually evaluated based on KPI. Our philosophy is this: minimize administrative, maximize members growth. There's no general evaluator, no full agenda, no DCP point focus. We don't want this. We want the experience only. DCP point much don't mean much to us. Okay, I know it's important as an AD myself, but to this club, it's more of the growth first. DCP will come eventually. Okay. Members eligibility is through identity and commitment. So our motto, club motto, is level up together. Level up means our first KPI. This is level up. The second one, network, is together. That's why our motto is level up together. Our belief, 2 key beliefs. Number 1, feedback is the breakfast of champions. Number 2, level up begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. That's what we want here. Remember, praises will only increase our ego. I'm not saying ego is all bad, but it will only increase our ego. It will not help us become a better person. So level up begins at the end of your comfort zone. And how about how we operate membership? Eligibility. Who is eligible? Only business leaders, means SSM registered owner or directorship. And for renewal, I repeat again, at least 50% of attendance, means 12 meetings out of 24 meetings, at least 1 year, 1 level. And this is going to be done on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of the meeting. 2nd Thursday is live session. 4th Thursday is a Zoom session. Max cap of the club, 40 members. After 40, so sorry, we won't accept any more members already. We can't have too many members in this club if we want to be an intermediate club. Okay, the application process, after we charter, guests must attend at least 1 meeting. Applicant must submit a 3-minute self-introduction video and also vote with 50% agreeable, then only you can come into the club. Membership fee is collected once a year from October to September. This is the whole year. Door fee, if you're a guest moving forward when we do that, guests will be minimum 50 ringgit, members will be free. Activities, 2 meetings a month, monthly 1 live session. Live session is the 2nd Thursday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I think we'll at least 10:30. Then 4th Thursday is on 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is online, a Zoom session. And we will do optional light meetings. This is a mini meeting you can run on your own. So the format you have actually gone through already. I won't go into detail here. And then we will go into, this one is optional. Okay, this is the commitment you will need to consider. 1 year, 1 level, 50% attendance of the year. Okay, doesn't matter online or offline. You just make sure you attend 12 meetings, that will do. So what is next? This is the golden slide of the whole night. Chartering member collection for club official launch. If you are eligible yourself, we would sincerely love to invite you to join this club. You already experienced how this club will be very different really. We will need to have standards, and this will be an exclusive club for only business leaders only. The joining fee right now, if we collect right now, would be 1,003. Why? Because every month is 100 mah. So next month is the September. So September is 1 month additional than our official official calendar. Official calendar is September to October. So if we successfully charter by September, means 1 extra month. That means that's why September to September on that one. So easy calculation, 1 month 100. I don't want you to take out calculator, do prorate. Don't do that nonsense. Just reduce by every month 100. And then this fee partially will be your personal membership fee, partially will be the club fund. We'll use the club fund. Since we have more money already, we can get better places to run our meetings, okay? And when you're ready, please bank into this account. This is my personal account. I assume that you trust me. If you don't trust me, you can also text me. Text in the club, then we just select another person. So tentatively, I'll use my personal account. Once you credit in, please contact me, send the receipt in the group to notify you know that. And we need 20 members, remember, that's all we need. After we collect 20 members of chartering fee, then we are officially creating history in the entire Toastmasters community. But so far, I don't really see another club really doing all of this exclusiveness and also this sort of feedback evaluation yet. This club don't belong to me. It's going to pass down from generation to generation. We are just a pioneer to charter this. And then next year, we need to step down already. Okay, so this is really for the community. Nothing I earn personally on this one. I just really love to have a platform for these two purposes only. Okay, right. So that's the whole picture of it, and this is the end of the meeting. Thank you for staying extra for this session. Any feedback or thoughts you'd like to share? Yes, I'm the AD, correct. I'm the P1 director. Okay, any other thoughts before?
Is this club under which district?
P1, under District 51. So the location will be in KL, and we do that live session Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We can do it anywhere. We can do it in a restaurant. We can do it in any one of your company's place. But we have a club fund to do that. Okay. Any other further questions I can attend to? Feedback or thoughts? Yes.
The offline meeting, right? Where would it be? Which area?
It's going to be in KL. We haven't really decided upon the actual location. But with this fee, we are projecting to have a meeting budget of 1,001 for every single meeting. Pretty good. Eh? For those existing Toastmasters, you know it's actually pretty good. We can actually get a lot of better places.
Second question now. So it's 100 ringgit per month now. What would it be used for, the fees?
Okay, I will then need to show you another document. Hang on. We have done a rough financial breakdown. Okay, allow me to share this. Finance breakdown. Okay, if you can take a look at this simple Excel here, this will explain what you need to understand. This is per member, right? So 1,002. And with 1,002 itself, 400 roughly after conversion is about 400 ringgit is for your individual Toastmasters International membership fee. This will allow you to have an account on the international website. Excuse me. Then you will have a list of the access to the assignments, other sources, which is online. This allows you to have international membership. This one is compulsory one. This one cannot run away one. Then the rest of it is club fund. Now this 800 is for the entire year, you know. So this 800 we will all share for our club's expenses. We will reserve a 10%, and then we will use 90% for our operations. So if you divide 1,002, if you minus 80 ringgit every month for Zoom, since we have an online session, means every live session we have 1,120 to run as a budget to do our face-to-face session. Okay, and then this chartering fee, I don't go into details, but basically this is the big picture. Now there's also a potential potential outcome that we didn't use a lot of money, then the money collected will end up to be a big sum of money. We also foresee this. We don't want this club to be a corrupted club as well. So we are going to set a rule in our this constitution once we charter that we will only reserve a 12-month reserve for our club fund. So this, assuming 1 month is 1,001 to operate a live meeting, this is our operation cost. So we will reserve up until 14,000 or 13,000 ringgit, or maybe 14,000 easy to count, 14,000 ringgit for our bank. After exceeding 14,000, before the new exco come in, because every year exco will change. Before the new exco come in, we must use up all the money and must be less than this amount. Then the money won't go top up until 30K, 50K, 60K. Then we don't want that kind of corruption. We just at least want 12 months of reserve so that we continue to stay alive. So this is what we do in business coaching as well. We have a reserve of a cash flow to stay alive. This is how it works. Okay, did I answer your question? So?
Yeah, partially.
Partially. Okay, what area did you like me to clarify further?
Yeah, I understand the TI fee part. I understand so it's 800 ringgit for the whole year for expenses.
Correct, 800 ringgit. So rental places, you want to go into detail, 800 ringgit is for rental. We have gifts, and then we maybe run events, we maybe do dinners. Then we have money, we can do things. Without money, you can't do anything. So.
Okay.
Right, so that's the reason behind it. But any activity we do also revolve around that two purpose. Nothing else. That two purpose. Cool. Any other areas I can attend to or clarify further? If not, then I would like to call for commitment really, call to action really. Who is ready to charter KLBL together? Great. We'll see some hands. Others, are you ready? Or you want to think about it? So we will act along the way. This is what will happen. Yeah. If today, after this session itself, we don't collect 20 chartering members, we will do another demo meeting. We will continue to do demo meeting, means something like we're doing today until we have all 20 members ready. Then only we can officiate this club. So that's how it works. Okay. That's all expected from you. From time, from money, that is all expected from you. The direction is also very clear. And there's nothing personal to this. It's just whether do we want to build this platform together or not. Okay. Anything else, guys? Hi, Wendy. Yes.
But you have any poster? Maybe I help you to promote your club.
Oh, so far, because all of us here volunteer, nothing come up yet. I really appreciate this, Wendy. Maybe we can design something later.
Yeah, you can do it in Facebook or any poster. We just forward among the Toastmaster Club's members.
Appreciate this. Thank you, Wendy. Wow, you see so much love. Ayo, giving is loving. Okay, any more thoughts, feedback?
Hanson, I guess as you are only getting the business entrepreneur, the director, these people within the group can only join in this club, right?
Yes, so far it's this. Yeah.
Not for any other like wage earner. No.
Yes. This is the direction of the club. I know that these certain people will be away, but this also remains the integrity of the DNA of this club. The topics that shared, the angle of shared, nothing discriminating. It's just a different group for different purpose only. It's kind of like BNI . When you join BNI also because you have a business . So that's the angle .
My only concern is because
sorry, Betty, you froze already. Betty. Betty?
Second and fourth Thursday.
Yeah, second and fourth.
Are your scheduled meeting?
Yeah, second and fourth Thursday is the meeting. So second is the live. The fourth Thursday is online. And whenever you are, wherever you are, as long as you book that time, then you can already attend.
So which is exactly clashing with our club meetings as well.
I see. Okay. No, can't please everyone. Okay, got it. Thank you, Betty, for your concern. All right. Any other thoughts? How do you feel about today's? You can also feedback to me, you know. Okay, it's okay. I'm also here to get feedback, right? Okay, if not, then I appreciate all of your time. We will meet back in the WhatsApp group of our KLBL. So for the rest, yes.
One announcement: the winner for table topics tonight.
Yeah. What? This one. Okay. This one I feel already like that. Okay. Announcement of the best table topic speaker of the day goes to, and the winner is To Bang Sun. Congratulations, To.
Congratulations.
Hey, okay, so this is what we do. There will be a voting of a winner. Once we have more than about 3 speakers and above, we will also vote for the best project speaker and the best evaluator as well. Okay, that's how we run things. So there'll be 3 winners and that. Quite like the way we run this. Thank you, To. Okay, congratulations again, Bang Sun. Yeah. Okay, good. It's 9:50 already. Thank you for staying together. If you want to join the KLBL Toastmasters WhatsApp group, so we continue on this journey, inform any of us, myself, JC, Alan, Lina, anyone that you know, yeah, just come, then we will make this thing happen together. It's not going to be easy, but I believe quality trumps quantity. Let's go for quality. Okay, great. Let us, can I get the slide of table topics? We will, I think JC can send to you separately. Okay, cool. Okay, good. That's it. That's the end of it. Thank you very much for your night. Good night. Bye.